Boys and girls, this is the Undisputed Era. Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, Roderick Strong, and you're listening to Going In Raw, baby.
This is the glorious one, Bobby Roode, and you're watching Going In Raw.
What's up, it's your girl, Sasha Banks, the legit boss, and you're watching Going In Raw. You like that?
Hey, friendo, Steve here.
And Larson.
And welcome back to Going In Raw, the only pro wrestling podcast you need to be listening to right here at youtube.com/Steve and Larson, and available wherever fine podcasts can be found. Be sure to hit that subscribe button and the little notify bell next to it to make sure you're always getting your new Going In Raw notifications. We're also available on the Patreon at patreon.com/Steve and Larson. We have a variety of reward tiers there, and starting out at $1, and you'd be shocked at how far $1 goes here at Going In Raw. However, at the dollar mark, you get dollar mark and up. You get a shout out on the show. We got a couple new patrons from yesterday.
Yeah.
Shane Wareham, Steven, Matt Sargent, Chris Benoit. That's good. The name is Crispin, and then Wah is the last name.
You got you.
It's a way to trick me into saying the name of the nefarious Chris Benoit.
You got you.
We also have Aminadab Garcia, Alan Davis, Joshua Bromer, Kezia Rosenstock, Donald Seaman, Reuven P., and Blake Jensen.
Thank you, everybody.
So thank you very much, everybody. Thank you very much. So, yeah, man. What a fun show last night.
It was fun. It still felt really long, though.
Did it? No, I thought it.
Yeah, man. 3 hours raw is an hour too much.
Yeah. Well, I thought it was fun. I thought it was a breeze, to be honest with you. I was kind of surprised. So I spoiled some of it for myself. I watched the West Coast feed, and so I spoiled a little bit. So I think going into it, I was like, oh, I think we got a fun show tonight. The only match that kind of dragged for me, and I think it sort of dragged for the audience too, was the Nikki Cross match.
Yeah.
That was the only thing that kind of dragged for me. Here's the thing. I don't think there was anything really boring last night. It was all there were some story beats that were just so hilariously bad, like the Braun Strowman stuff.
Yeah.
I was listening to Meltzer and Alvarez this morning because Meltzer had the scoop.
Yeah, I read about that too.
The big Rumble main event change. We'll talk about that in a second.
It's weird that that's why you make the match at all if it was never going to be the plan?
Well, apparently it was going to be the plan, and then it wasn't the plan. You know why? Because plans change. Here's the deal. So by the end of Monday Night Raw last night, Finn Balor was declared the number one contender. He's going to be fighting Brock Lesnar at the Royal Rumble event.
Well, that's only because Braun Strowman destroyed Vince's limo. There we go.
There.
Destroyed Vince's limo because he was upset with Baron Corbin. But, according to Meltzer here, this is a recap from WrestleZone. So the plan leading up to Crown Jewel was for Strowman and Lesnar at the Rumble.
I listened to it. You can get a transcript from Steve.
Okay.
So basically what happened was, at Crown Jewel, they wanted that match.
Yeah, but they actually made the Rumble match after Crown Jewel because Strowman got hurt after Crown Jewel. So why even make the match if it's not even going to happen at all? That's my point.
There was Meltzer. He didn't really. So originally that was the match they wanted, but then at some point, apparently after Crown Jewel, Vince changed his mind.
Shocker.
Yeah. There might have been an indication there. I didn't get it completely, but Meltzer seemed to corroborate this, that the idea was to do sort of a bait and switch, lure people in with Brock versus Braun, and then
what you really just end up doing is denying a decent build for Balor Lesnar. Now we only have 2 weeks to build that match as opposed to a month.
Yeah. And on top of that, the biggest problem is it was really wonky the way they got there. It was so silly. And here's the thing, it really made me laugh to hear Alvarez, especially because he can be kind of harsh sometimes.
It sucks
to hear him describe the scene where Vince told Braun that he wouldn't be in the and everybody always goes to this, and this is kind of a thing that everybody goes to when you're criticizing wrestling. When you have a Braun-like character, you say, well, what would Stone Cold do in this situation? Which is kind of apropos a little bit. The monster's supposed to be unhinged. Stone Cold was unhinged.
Yeah, Stone Cold would have tried to put the door back on the limo.
And
it's
so
kinda ridiculous.
and so like when McMahon says you're fined $100,000 and you're out of the match, would Stone Cold just sit there? And I like the way Alvarez on the Wrestling Observer Radio put it. He said he just stood there like a geek worried about his job.
Well, that was after he destroyed the limo and walked face to face with Vince. But when Vince chewed him out, and he says, "Well, what do you say? I don't remember." Braun shot back at him, and that's when Vince pulled him out of the match. Mm-hmm. And then after Vince
he
did
said
that,
he said this limo isn't worth $100,000.
yeah,
That quip got him out of the title match.
and then after Vince took him out of the Rumble match, then he flipped the limousine over.
Yeah.
So it was just when he was face to face with Vince before Vince chewed him out.
Yeah,
and fined him $100,000.
It's so silly because Braun was impotent in the moment. He was flaccid in the moment.
Change it.
Fickle. So that was really, really silly. But in the end, I think we all, like everybody here in the office, we got what we want, right guys? We got what we wanted.
It's only us.
Finn versus Brock at the Rumble. That's a huge match for Finn, and it doesn't have anything. Apparently, doesn't have anything to do with Braun being injured. Although Meltzer did say that he wasn't sure that Braun would be cleared for the Rumble. Yeah.
Although he flipped the limousine over last night, so he must be doing okay.
But I guess the basic idea for Vince was he originally he put this match in place. He wanted Brock versus Braun, and then somewhere along the line realized, well, we can't really have that match because.
If Braun loses, it's going to completely derail what little momentum he has left.
Yeah.
He didn't want a weird finish.
Because we've already had that. And apparently some of it also some of it also was Vince the reaction to the finale of Crown Jewel, which Braun called World Cup last night.
Yeah.
The finale of that was viewed as a squash match by the people who saw it, and the idea behind it wasn't supposed to make it out to be a squash match because of Baron hitting Braun with the title.
The problem is that Braun is this humongous individual that one shot at the title shouldn't. Here's the thing. I know you can't exactly book Braun as an underdog, except maybe against Brock Lesnar. So have the shot from the title. Have him eat a couple F5s. How about this? Have him mount a bit of a comeback. Then it won't seem like a squash, because that's exactly how I viewed it.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, great. Braun got destroyed by Brock in under 5 minutes. Mm-hmm. I don't care that Baron hit him in the back of the title.
Did you watch the match?
No, I've never seen it.
Oh, okay.
But I know what happened. I've seen a couple GIFs from it, and I know exactly what happened. It was Baron hits him with belt, 5 F5s.
Yeah.
That's the match.
But then he was kicking out of each of the F5s.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I see the point of view of, I kind of see the point of view of that shouldn't be seen as a squash match, but I also, if the overwhelming amount of people who watched it said it was a squash match, then I totally believe it. I didn't watch it myself.
It was. I mean, you can have.
So I can't really tell. But I mean, I get that everybody did.
Again, I think just they missed the story beats which allowed Braun to mount any semblance of a comeback. Because of course it'll be, fended off by Brock. But still, if you want to get rid of the idea that he's getting squashed, then have him mount a bit of a comeback. And he just can't overcome the belt shot plus 2 to 3 F5s.
Yeah. But in the end, we got what we wanted. We got Finn versus Brock. Finally, he has his Universal title match. That's a lot of fun. That's cool. It'll be, and apparently another thing Meltzer mentioned, which we've kind of heard before, but it was neat to hear it about Finn in particular, is that apparently Lesnar, and you could see it in the matches itself.
Oh yeah, likes working with the smaller guys.
It's just interesting to hear, that being some sort of, there being some sort of,
request on Brock's part to work with more agile wrestlers who
better wrestlers.
Yeah, better wrestlers.
I mean, that's what guys like the whole David versus Goliath story with really good wrestlers. Apparently, is the kind of thing that Brock really is into.
Well, I mean, so he brings the best matches out of him, and I think that's what he said, right? Which is
yeah. But if you didn't know that, watching Brock Lesnar over the past couple of years, is he the kind of guy who you think cares about putting on good matches?
Oh, I would say once a year he does, because it seemed like a Survivor Series. In the last 2 years, he's had a good match, but it could just be his opponent. Or opponents were two of the best wrestlers in the whole world.
Yeah. So I wouldn't, but the fact that apparently he actually kind of cares about that, I really dig that.
That's good. That's good. He cares about his work. That's good. Because
apparently we're on the same page with Brock Lesnar as with Dean Ambrose too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyways, no, I thought it was a really fun match, and our community seemed to agree with that. We had a massive sea change in opinion on the show.
All told, it was a good Raw. It'd been a much better 2-hour show.
So the community tab said, the community poll said this week's Raw was 53% of people said yay, 21% said somewhere in between. So people who had at least halfway positive to completely positive was like 74%.
That's a huge sea change.
I thought, look, there was some weird stuff going on, but there was also like a lot of really good stuff going on. It just, number one, man, when you push Finn Balor to the moon, people are going to, I mean, especially like our community.
Yeah. People are going to be into it.
People are going to be into it. Only 3% said nay. Didn't watch, don't plan to.
They weren't a fan of the Ruthless Aggression era, apparently.
Apparently not. Didn't watch, don't plan to is 15%. And didn't watch.
That was a weird thing to call back to.
Plan to later, 8%. Well, it was Cena. It's like one of Cena's most
defining moments. Yeah.
Defining moments was his debut. So I appreciated that too. I thought that was pretty cool. But anyways, let's do some of these super chats and then we'll head into the show. Let's see here. Jay Sean Lawrence, Red Balor has to be in contention for Prime Balor. He wrestled 2 matches last night, and one of them was against 3 other main eventers.
Yeah.
So, and he got the hug from Cena. Isn't that kind of the biggest thing? He got the hug from Cena. That's kind of like,
Roman Reigns got one of those too.
Yeah.
Lord owes the king. Hey, two guys, too sweet, and a Carl Anderson dance for Larson. Oh,
there you go.
A little been slow for Larson to wake up this morning.
I can see that. Ryan Supernova. Dance. We all owe Steve an apology, friendos. He said from the beginning that Finn wasn't underutilized, and we didn't listen. Too sweet, hearty handshake.
He doesn't have all the belts yet, so he's still underutilized.
In our hearts, he's underutilized because he should have everything.
Everything. Joe Juarez. Now we need a Brian promo on Braun's impotence. Change it.
Change it. Trey Saunders. I just want you two in Vince's voice to say, "Oh man, I can't wait till we get to that because I'll say it. I'm not going to say it for the super chat, but
there's a lot of beef out here. Angus steaks, pulled pork. Pork's not beef, I'm aware. Bone-in prime rib, filet mignon. Yeah. Beef.
Dude, he said beef.
Twice.
There's a lot of beef.
There's a lot of beef in this ring. And he said to Finn, I don't know if you can handle all this beef.
I don't know if you can handle the beef.
Colm Crossy, is Vince finally listening to Triple H and pushing Finn until Rumble?
There was a time when Vince really loved Finn, man. And, I mean, Meltzer made it seem like it was sort of just a process of elimination. There was nobody else on the face side that was really available.
And also, if Brock requested the match, then it's going to happen.
But here's the thing, man. Number one, Finn got the biggest response when he came out last night for the promo off. He got the biggest response there. That place was deafening in Blackpool. And granted, it's a smaller place, and they're in the UK. Finn's sort of territory-ish. And you would think at least that Vince is Vince, and Vince likes his guys. He likes beef.
Yeah, he does like his beef.
I don't know. Just like he apparently changed his mind, or he saw the light on Asuka, given one response when she came out.
Well, he changed his mind on AJ Styles, too. Mm-hmm. Richard E. Lee, so what was the real reason for Vince's appearance?
To do story stuff?
Yeah.
I don't know. What does that mean?
Jason Dwyer, over, under on Demon Finn coming out the Rumble. I feel like they would want to keep his mystique.
They've been rolling big on non-Demon Finn, so I don't see that's going to change. Because here's the thing, man, it's cool for man Balor to lose to Lesnar because that's obviously going to happen.
Yeah,
but for Demon Balor, I think they're just saving that for like some other big moment, or they just don't like it. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just a pain in the butt to do all the production and the airbrushing and such.
It could be too.
Don't know.
CPZ, thanks AEW for Finn's recent main event push.
Oh, you skipped OG Sneakerhead. The odds of Finn winning as the man and the demon.
Oh, sorry.
Man, 2% botch. Demon, 10%.
I think they're both 2% botches. Well, I don't know, man. Balor in general, I'd give him a 5% chance. Vin, here's the thing. Vince put the strap on him once before. He might change his mind. If between how many weeks we got? 2 weeks left?
Yeah,
I don't know, man.
Probably not. BreakingControllers.com. When's Mayhem's next title defense? Also the devil.
Stay tuned for that.
Yeah.
Don't talk, just listen. Am I the only one that will take a Lashley IC title reign over another lackluster Dean reign any day?
I'm with you.
I'm with you on that one. I'm with you completely on that one. I think he looks great with that IC title.
Yep.
The Caveman, Ken Voss Williams. Will this lead to both men and women's tag teams appearing on both shows and have only 2 sets of tag titles? Probably not. But But I love the idea. I think it'd be great if you make both those tag divisions above brand.
Yes, W.S. Fletcher, just for a birthday shout out. Happy birthday, W.S.
Happy
Fletcher.
birthday. He says, I'm not old just yet. One more year. I'll be saying that till the day I die, man.
Oh, I'm old. I feel old. Patrick Sparks says, Larson, wake up, think of wind. When's glass dropping? It's because yesterday I went on a wind rant on the.
You actually
Overrun.
woke up when we were talking about weather.
Yeah.
That's the sign of an old person.
Time has passed on that, though.
Tell me, man, how do you feel about wind, Larson?
I don't like gusty wind. Irritates me, especially when it's be outside in it.
Real quick, David Jacob is here. Am I the only person who thoroughly enjoyed Raw? No, I think everybody did.
It was a good show.
74% of people at least kind of enjoyed it. Get into it. Mr. McMahon arrives at the arena.
He just walks out of the limo and he's leaving the car. And he turns, and I guess there's like a scuff or a fingerprint or something on the back near the tail light, and he instructs the chauffeur to clean it off a couple times.
Yeah.
Until it's clean, at least clean enough to his satisfaction.
Yeah, the chauffeur looked like he was about to start laughing.
Yeah.
Because I wonder, they probably get just regional limo drivers,
I would
right?
think so.
They asked that dude, hey, you want to be in a skit?
And then they replace him with a local enhancement talent.
Yeah.
With some frosted hair for whoever has to take that bump. From Braun.
When Vince would have been great. Vince would have been a great silent film actor.
Oh yeah.
Because when he pointed at the scuff, he went,
yeah, I know.
He made sure everybody saw his giant meaty finger. Anyways,
beefy finger.
After that, we had a Braun Strowman promo.
Yeah, so he comes to the ring and he claims that Brock has always been afraid of him, despite the fact that Brock's beat him twice. Claims that he's also all healed up.
Yeah.
Baron comes out. He says, "Hey, I'm gonna win Rumble, and I'm gonna be the one that faces Braun, not you."
I'm gonna win it. I still wear business casual.
Brock, sorry. Yeah, I still wear dress clothes. And then Braun goes up the ramp, chases Baron backstage. Baron seemingly immediately transported to another part of the arena, so Braun couldn't find him. And then Braun runs into the Singh brothers, tosses Sunil Singh into the catering table, goes about his way, looking for Baron. He runs down like a corridor. Camera pans over on the guitar strum. There's Elias, kind of being a bit of like a Greek chorus type situation where he's commenting on the action.
I really like this.
That was really well done.
I thought that
was a really creative and clever way to share some information.
Yeah, that was good.
And for Elias, as I said, to kind of comment on the action. So he starts singing the song about kind of the situation. Braun comes back towards him, and Elias says, yeah, Baron's hiding that limo over there. Happened to be Vince's limo. Braun goes to the limo, tosses the limo driver over the hood, basically. Tries to open the door. It's locked. He gets a steel pipe, breaks the window, and then he's able to rip the door off the hinges. Baron gets out the other side. Braun says something, I'm going to chase you down. You're going to get these hands. He turns to do that face-to-face with Vince.
And then he stops. And it's totally like a couple of, you grew up with the brother. It kind of felt like a couple of brothers about to get into a tussle. One of them runs off and the parent catches the other one.
Yeah.
That's what it felt like.
Yeah.
Watching Braun scuffle about it's kind of painful to watch him try to run.
I know. It looks like it hurts. Well, here's the
really
thing
does.
with Vince too is he's face-to-face with Vince. And then they should have held that a beat, cut to commercial. Instead, you had Vince.
Yeah.
Like gesticulating, like, "Oh, I'm so upset."
We needed some.
You broke my car.
We needed some silent movie titles.
I know.
I'm assuming for the live crowd, it cut to like commercials for WWE products.
Probably.
That's what I'd imagine, because you imagine that they're standing there for 2 minutes in front of each other, in front of a live
There's a
crowd.
lot of silent acting last night. Like EC3 just shows up.
Yeah. It's not a good look to immediately get into the loser locker room line.
I know.
It's not a good look for EC3.
No.
In any event, back from commercial, Braun tries to put
So I guess they just stood there awkwardly for 2.5 minutes.
I guess I'm assuming so. Yeah. So Braun, they've been doing that. They did that during the Christmas episode that we were in attendance for. When like Baron comes down and he's about to talk to everybody, and then they just cut to commercial and they come back on like nothing, like no time has passed.
Yeah.
They've got their weird
Time starts and stops at Vince's whims on WWE television. Yes.
Exactly. So anyways, Vince chews him out, fines him $100,000, and then Braun yells at Vince, says, "This isn't even worth the $100,000."
Probably is. Limousines are expensive.
I would imagine so.
And then Vince says, "Oh yeah, well I'll take your match away from you at Rumble."
You know your Universal title shot. You don't have that now. Now that's gone. That's gone.
And then Braun just goes, "Ugh."
And then he flips the limousine over.
Darn it.
Vince.
All right, so after that we had a tag team matchup. Ronda Rousey and Sasha Banks versus Nia Jax and Tamina. They paired up the opponents for the Rumble match for the Raw Women's Championship.
Sasha pretty much wrestled like 85% of the match for her team.
Ronda was in it for like a little bit.
Yeah.
And then the rest of it, I think that was kind of the point.
It was the point.
And then Sasha ended up getting the win on Tamina with the bank statement. She tapped out.
Afterwards, Charlie gets in the ring, interview between...
Ronda's happy the entire time. She's not tripping about...
she's so happy about a win, and then she gets in the ring and for the interview and says, "You know, this will be a really great moment for my career when I'm able to defeat Sasha." And you know, the idea that Ronda's saying that is that it's an accomplishment to beat someone as good as Sasha Banks.
Yeah.
And Sasha's like, "Hold on,
Whoa.
you're gonna beat me?
You're going to beat me.
I'm not the only one here that can tap people out. Look what I just did.
Yeah.
I'm gonna teach you how to lose with class."
Yeah. And then Ronda says, "You can keep your classy loser title. I don't want it." And then Sasha's like, "Oh, you're calling me a loser?" This is kind of silly, but at the same time, I really like the punctuating bit on the ramp, just where Sasha threw this up.
Yeah.
That was cool. That was enough for me.
Yeah.
But this whole, and I hope my hope for this stuff is kind of like what we saw with Natalya, where you're not here to make friends.
Mm-hmm.
You're here to fight and to hold the championship gold.
Mm-hmm.
And I really hope that this feud sort of is a lesson to be learned. Like Ronda sort of gets that from this.
Yeah, she's
got to be more of a shark.
Less about being liked by the face women's locker room and is worried about being a champion.
Yeah, exactly. Because she keeps on just stumbling over her words. At a certain point, I was just yelling at the screen for her. Okay, look, dude, just clock Sasha in the face and say, "I'm trying to be nice to you. I respect you, but yes, I'm going to tap you
But
out."
Instead, Sasha starts walking up the ramp, and Ronda gives chase to try to make peace.
It was like Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Yeah,
That's what it was
and
like.
instead, Sasha just threw up the 4 horsewomen.
Like she couldn't say anything right to her.
Yeah.
So yeah.
We cut to backstage after commercial, and Sasha and Ronda are flanked by their best friends, Bayley and Natalya, respectively. They're arguing.
Yeah.
Eventually, they break them up, and then Bayley and Natalya start arguing about who's at fault.
They have a very friendly, diplomatic argument.
Yes.
Look, I'm just saying it was your friend. No, I know what you're saying. I understand your feelings, but I'm saying it
but
was your
wrong.
friend. But wrong. Yeah.
So then the Riot Squad interjects,
Yeah.
and they say, "Find a partner. Let's have a match."
Yeah. And then after that, we had Lucha House Party versus The Revival, still with the hashtag FTR on the back of their trunks.
They got a promo as they were walking to the ring. Mm-hmm. Scott Dawson's great.
Yeah, he really is.
But while this match was happening, prior to this match, there was they showed a quick shot of a line of pretty much losers' locker room talents standing in front of Vince's office, all politicking for an opportunity to take on Brock Lesnar at the Rumble.
Yeah, man. Do you think that's how it was back in '98, man? All those people. Do you think they're all just standing in a line at the office?
No, they're not standing in a line, but
Ready to
there's people that are pacing back and forth in the area waiting for an opportunity to go step into Vince's office.
As soon as that door is cleared of anybody,
Yep.
Triple H ducks in there. "Hey, boss, listen."
Rock doesn't need to be in main event of WrestleMania 15. Put game in there.
You think he was that blunt about it?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I think he went in there with a whiteboard. I think he went in there.
Well, it's hard to be discreet when you're walking to Vince's office with the whiteboard.
Wow, yeah.
No, he probably had a napkin from the hotel bar he wrote things on. He had tucked into his
While
tights.
the other wrestlers are all getting lit up, he had 6 months of story that he thinks is going to be just
on a
killer,
hotel bar napkin.
leading to mania.
So during this match, Lucha House Party versus Revival, we had brief interviews with Apollo Crews. Mm-hmm. He made his case.
Yep.
He was interrupted by Kurt Hawkins.
Yeah.
He made his case. He said the Beast versus the Streak. It's the wrong kind of streak, though. Then camera pans over. There's EC3 just cheesy smile. Mm-hmm. Then it's the B team, and they're asked which one of you is going to fight Brock. They hadn't thought about that. And then we get Heath Slater and Rhino, and he said, I'm not taking on Brock. I got kids. That's Rhino's job. And then back to the action. Revival pick up a win. Dawson fakes a punch, hits DDT on Grand Metalik, makes the cover. Metalik puts his foot on the rope. Wilder knocks it off. Ref never sees any of it. Revival pick up the win.
So then they get the shady win.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that all pans out. They're learning to have shady wins after an entire career of having sort of shady wins.
Yeah.
So, well, yeah.
It's fitting for them.
They're learning how to cheat again.
Yes.
So that's good.
Then we get a brief Vince interview where I think Dasha asked what he's going to do. He said,
What does this mean? I assume you want me to say who's gonna fight Brock at Rumble.
he just says, I'm going to go to the ring.
I'm gonna go to the ring.
So he goes to the ring.
He goes to the ring. And before he says anything, he's interrupted by John Cena's music. John Cena, trying to tug at the nostalgia heartstrings of Vince, mentions that back during the Ruthless Aggression era, Vince wanted somebody to step up after Brock left, after Austin left, after Rock left. And he said that he had nothing left but a band of rejects and something else. Misfits, yeah.
That's not exactly true because there's still Triple H, there's Kurt
It
Angle.
was chock full of just prestige talent.
I know.
It was just Angle, Guerrero,
Yeah.
Benoit, Jericho.
Yeah.
Oh, man, just stacked.
Yeah, it was stacked.
HBK was there. Triple H.
Yeah. Undertaker.
Ugh, just stacked.
Yeah, it was stacked. I
But
know what
Cena
he's talking about.
steps up.
He says, so I went to you, Vince, and asked for an opportunity. You gave it to me, and I delivered. And he gave me another opportunity. I delivered, and went on and on and on. So he's pretty much saying that he was given every opportunity to be a success.
Right. But then he knocked it out of the park every single time.
Yes, and he said, remember when I stepped to you and said, because I have ruthless aggression.
Yeah. And then that actually didn't do it, though. It was just him rapping that got him over.
I know.
It was the Vanilla Ice thing.
It wasn't him getting in Kurt Angle's face saying ruthless aggression.
Yeah,
got him
'cause
over.
he,
was
like,
a different character back then.
Yeah, he wrestled after that, and like people kind of didn't care.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, Drew McIntyre comes to the ring going, hold on. John, you don't have ruthless aggression anymore. I do.
Your time is up. My time is now.
Yeah, he said, my time is now, right to Vince's face. It was good. Baron comes out with the least convincing argument to be involved in this match. He just wants to. He just wants to be in it.
You know what I love about Drew is so good.
He's awesome.
Drew aims to steal every bit of camera time that he's there. There was that, just to skip ahead a little bit, during the main event, the finish of the main event, when Finn had that fantastic DDT.
Where he bounced off the mat and hit his head on the chair a little bit.
And yeah, he bounced off the mat. The camera's right here, and then you see his head bounce back up into frame. Like, he sold it like a champ. I don't know if he would have done that anyways, but knowing the camera was right there,
yeah,
he gave it an extra little oomph that just
I think
made
there was a chair right nearby. The chair got brought in the ring by Baron. I think the idea was that Finn hit the DDT. He head bounced up because he kind of lurched forward when he did it. Yeah. So his head hit the chair to motivate him being not involved
out of the match. Yeah, exactly. Because the DDT's not going to do it. It was just, God, every time he's on the screen.
He's best. He's the absolute best. All his trash talk is great. Then Finn comes out.
Huge pop, man.
Yeah, huge pop. He comes down. He says, Vince, you never believed in me. And Vince says, hey,
well,
there's a lot of beef in this ring.
Well,
Finn, you got extraordinary agility and talent, but
look around.
Hold on a second.
Look around you. Hey, there's a lot of beef in here. Look at all this beef. Steak. Yeah. Look, you're very fast and you're very agile. You've got extraordinary abilities.
But you
can't handle all this beef.
And then
Kirkland brand beef.
Finn says Vince never believed in him. Says he's too stubborn to change his mind.
Yeah.
So I'll change your mind for you. And he turns around and decks Baron in the face.
Mm-hmm.
Drew lays
and then Drew starts claymoring everything.
Yeah, he lays out Cena. Claymore's Finn. Claymore's Cena.
Yeah, that was awesome. And Vince looked like he was turned on, man.
Yeah.
He said,
"Oh yeah, very impressive, very impressive." Yeah.
So Drew stood tall. Then he said,
"Yeah, this is what you want to see. You want to see a fatal four-way with all this beef and agility. You want to see it? Okay, we'll do it."
So yeah.
That's what happened.
Vince backstage. After that, we come back from commercial. Vince is backstage. Jinder Mahal approaches him and he says, "You know what? I had one of the best world title runs ever. I would have been there, but I had to attend to my assistant Sunil Singh. let me in this match, Vince. And Vince said, I'll let you choose any of the competitors in that fatal 4-way. And if you can beat them in a match coming up soon.
Later.
You can then move on and take their place in the fatal 4-way.
And then Jinder picks Finn.
Obviously because he's the smallest guy.
Yep.
Didn't Finn have like a couple of clean wins over Jinder fairly recently?
Yeah.
Bad move on his part.
Yeah.
He should have tried to beat
hasn't picked anybody.
Should have tried to beat the guy with the business
anybody.
casual on.
Yeah, he should have took on Baron Corbin. Next, Riot Squad versus Bayley, Natalya, and their mystery partner, Nikki Cross.
Yeah, so this wasn't exactly a Raw debut.
No, they made the point of saying that all the new NXT call-ups are going to be wrestling on both shows, I guess, to show their talents to everybody.
Yeah. It's a different way of doing things.
It is a different way.
It's a bit on the less impactful side.
Very much
I
so.
think. But maybe they'll make a big deal about like when they actually do choose the brand. Damo, of course, hit Twitter and said, enjoy it while you can, Raw, because she's not going to be going there.
Yeah.
And if she does, I'll go crazy or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was very, very heartwarming.
Yes.
Because, I was like, whoa, wait a second. Oh, Sanity. But then, because I really want her with them.
Me too.
I'll put it this way. I'm sorry. I want them with her.
Yeah.
Not her with them. They're I don't even know where they are. I want them to come up with her.
Yeah.
So after that we had that six.
Oh, Bayley picked up the win, match. Pinning Liv Morgan. Nikki hit a draping, twisting neck breaker. Bayley followed up with top rope elbow, covered Liv, got the win. Next we got Finn walking backstage, getting ready for his match against Jinder Mahal. He spots Lacey Evans talking to Mickie James and Dana Brooke.
Yeah, she was chatting up with them, so maybe she'll be leading some sort of faction there. She's
Who knows?
Aligning herself with people, but
or just conversing,
or just having a conversation.
That's what Triple H was doing a week or two ago.
Yeah, exactly.
Next, we got a Dean Ambrose promo. He still does like this kind of stuff. Just a little bit of the dancing stuff.
Just what he does, man.
I know.
It's just what he does.
He's just not menacing.
You got to buy into it. What was he talking about here? Wrong. What did he
say?
Wrong.
Having to defend my Intercontinental title tonight. Wrong. Having to do
Bobby
Lashley and wrong in Memphis.
Memphis, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, wrong. It's all wrong. Wrong. They're going to take it away from me.
I know.
That's a bummer.
The next we had Jinder Mahal versus Finn Balor. Smear Singh distracts Finn while he's on the corner doing his pose.
You're not allowed. Yeah, he did. He hit the breakout button.
And then Jinder knocks him off. Finn's selling rib injury. Ref asks, do you want to continue? He says yes.
Of course.
Match proceeds. Of course, Finn wins with coup de grace.
You remember that stretch when we didn't see any coup de graces?
And now we see him. We saw two of them tonight.
Like a ton. We've seen three this week.
Yeah,
three of them. Past 72 hours.
Three of the last 4 days.
Huge.
3 days. Next, a really good, intense iPhone promo from Lio Rush.
I love this, man. I love that they're getting away. That they've gotten away. It's done.
From the Lashley.
They're done with
stuff,
the laughy stuff. I'm so glad they're done with that stuff, with Lio Rush trying to be a comedian.
Yeah.
He's really good. He's good. I mean, the thing is, Leo's good when he's funny and he's good when he's serious. I just think that
it's
more situation.
It's more fitting for him to be serious right now.
It really is, yeah. So he was talking about Lashley's opportunity for Intercontinental Gold tonight, which happened next. Dean Ambrose versus Bobby Lashley versus Seth Rollins. Seth had an interview preceding the match. I kind of saw his face and fast-forwarded because I figured he would just be talking about getting that IC title back.
Yeah, he was asked, "Is this the last? Do you think this is your last real chance getting the Intercontinental title?" And he goes, "Oh, I don't know." Once he said, "Oh, I don't know," I knew he was probably going to lose. He says he's especially not going to let Dean Ambrose get in my way. Again, his eyes aren't really on the prize. So yeah, from this interview, you can pretty much tell he wasn't going to get that belt. So early on, Dean proposes to Seth, hey, let's work together to take out Bobby Lashley. Of course, that didn't happen. And then Bobby and Dean start working together for a bit to really more or less destroy Seth for a good 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Just beat the heck out of him. Eventually, of course, Dean turns on Bobby. They all kind of to fight for a bit. Then Dean and Seth start kind of working together a little bit. And there's almost it reminded me of the kind of this DIY thing that's happening now, where they were just in a situation, instinct kind of took over, where they're just it's muscle memory almost at this point.
Yeah.
Them doing certain things together when they're in the ring together. So it was kind of interesting. I wish they had played it up a bit more.
You know, dude, it's funny because even the last two matches, the big Falls Count Anywhere match with Dean and Seth, and then this match, Dean in the ring was a lot more of what I really kind of expect him to be, or what he should be anyways, as the sort of the bad guy character. He's just a lot more herky-jerky, a lot less smooth with things.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I'm pleased to see that. I think it's, I mean, obviously here with Lashley picking up the win, it's kind of too little too late. But for right now, for this stuff that he's doing right now. But, you know, like you said, if he gets rid of the hey thing, or at least tones that down or brings something else to the table, I don't know what. Some real I think that with Dean, it's like real motivation. You just need real motivation.
Which is so strange. It seems like with their immense backstory, there should be plenty to pull from.
They just need to go to one of those Boom Studios comic books, because they did a bunch of Seth and Dean stuff
true.
there.
Eventually, Seth and Dean start fighting. Seth hits Falcon Arrow. Leo Rush breaks up the pin. Seth, again, tunnel vision. Whenever Leo Rush got in his field of view, his focus was Leo Rush the entire time.
Straight ahead.
The finish saw Dean eat a super kick. Seth going for a stomp on him. Leo lowers the bottom rope as Seth is hitting it. He tumbles out of the ring. And Lashley hits a spear on Dean for the win. Really fun match.
It was really fun. There was a really, really fun finishing sequence as well.
And pretty cool that they put that belt on Lashley.
I think that's great. I think that he's like kind of the perfect guy to have it. He's probably not going to be in the world title scene anytime soon, but he legitimately could be. And I think this helps, you know, keep the IC title where it really needs to be. What was the deal with this next bit? I actually missed this. Because it was so quick, but I kind of have an idea as to why they did it.
So there's a PA, same PA I think from the previous episode of Moment of Bliss, knock on Alexa Bliss's door saying, "Hey, I have your coffee," and she's not answering, and so he knocks again and says, "Okay, I'm coming in," and he opens the door, and she hadn't put her top on yet, so she turns around, she has her top covering her, and she's yelling at him, "Why? What are you doing here?
You didn't even knock."
You didn't even knock.
I did
knock. I did knock.
He tries to give her the coffee, and then she's like, "Just put it on the table."
Yeah, she's got.
And then he leaves. The only thing I can think is Digital wanted to run their numbers up, or somebody cared about it, because like the YouTube hits on this 45-second video, it's like this morning when I looked at it was 1.5 million, versus all the other clips on YouTube, which are around like 700,000.
Yeah.
That's the only logical reason beyond Vince thought it might be funny, but it wasn't funny.
No, it wasn't funny at all.
And it just didn't. It was so random.
Yeah.
I don't get it. I honestly don't.
Vince thinks the PA bits are funny, like the coffee last week, where she was calling out for the coffee.
Only
and
thing
now
I can think.
This is our payoff for that.
Like, I can imagine him maybe in a room with some writers.
We had that great bit last week with the coffee. Where can we go from there?
What?
Vince, that was terrible.
Said nobody in that room.
But thought by everybody.
How about he tries to give her coffee while she's in her dressing room, and then somebody.
His mind instantly goes back to 2003.
Yes, exactly. That's what I thought.
What if she's getting changed? And I'm in there too. I'm bringing her the coffee.
No, dude, Vince, we can't do that.
Well, you're right. Different era, women's evolution, all that stuff. Fine, it's
Fine.
PA.
PA will bring her the coffee.
Fine, PA.
And then you got this segment of Moment of Bliss, which is weird.
But like what? I seriously don't understand. Like,
I don't
that
get it
situation couldn't have happened, right? They're not honestly in the writers' room, and Vince wants to keep up the coffee stuff, right?
You sure about that?
Or are they?
You sure about that? I'm pretty sure
What
he
is that?
It's the thing he thinks
I would
is funny.
much rather think, hey, we need some enhanced metrics for our. We need to bring up the numbers on our digital side. Is there something that we can do that can maybe go viral?
Salacious
No,
coffee.
He thinks the PA is funny. My money's on that.
All right, maybe you're right.
Next, Moment of Bliss with Paul Heyman. Before Heyman comes out to be Alexa Bliss's guest, she announces that the first women's tag champions will be crowned at Elimination Chamber. In Elimination Chamber, 3 teams from Raw, 3 teams from SmackDown, and then she unveiled the belts. They look pretty good.
Woo, those are pretty belts,
Look
man.
pretty good.
Those are pretty belts. Those are beautiful looking
They
titles.
are.
They really are.
Then Paul Heyman comes to the stage, sits across from Alexa, and I kind of zoned out because he just sounded like he's saying pretty much standard Paul Heyman stuff. And then Otis Dozovich.
I really liked, man, Alexa Bliss is so good at this stuff though. This was absurdist comedy here. There was like no reason for any of it. I don't even know why Heyman was there.
No, there was no reason for Heyman to be there.
But
that's why I kind of zoned out.
But I think Alexa Bliss is great whenever she's on the mic. Like I think she's fantastic. Like she's got so much charisma going on. And they did like and then Otis comes out.
He's like just spewing nonsense and moving weird.
He was essentially having some sort of like waking
he was
functional
like
seizure.
Yeah, he was like sleepwalking. It seemed like doing that kind of stuff, shaking his head rapidly.
Oddly, the crowd seemed to be kind of into it because it's Otis, and Otis
weird.
Otis does have a bit of that sort of Chris Farley-esque big man who's kind of inherently funny when he's just saying like he can do like. And Chris Farley was the best.
He was pretty funny.
I'll never forget. Like I remember watching live. I was a huge Saturday Night Live fan. I still am. Back in the day, though, when he did the motivational speaker
that's
guy.
Great, yeah.
Oh my God, I thought that was the funniest thing because I live in a van down by the river.
Live in a van down by the river. So, anyways, Tucker Knight and Adam Pearce and some refs come to usher Otis backstage.
The thing that I liked about it also is that Alexa's got really good comedic timing. Like those old Moment of Bliss segments where she would talk about burritos and stuff.
The burrito bowl.
Were really funny.
Good. That was good.
And she said this is a moment of Bliss, not a moment of Otis. I like in universe that she knows, even though he hasn't shown up yet, she knows who Otis is.
Yeah.
And there seems to be, just in the subtext, a little bit of maybe possible backstory there.
His name's on his vest, too.
Yeah. But I like the idea that she kind of understands that he's a weirdo, but like people kind of accept that.
And then her and Heyman just kind of sit back down, and then
they just stare at each other until they announce the next match.
Well, the main event.
Yeah, the main event.
The ring announcer announces the main event,
and then they just get up and leave. It was like a weird stage production.
Weird. It was really weird.
But
some weird blocking.
I kind of appreciated it. Like it was. I don't know. It was like a little weird play that they had going on there. I like when they get weird sometimes, man, because it's not like... I
appreciate it in the sense the Elias bit, because I think that was really good and it enhanced what was going on.
Yeah.
This just seemed like someone missed a cue.
Yeah? Like, how long would they have stood there and stared at each other? I think in perpetuity. Oh, man. I don't know. I appreciate the absurd sometimes. After that, we had the main event, Finn Balor versus Baron Corbin versus Drew McIntyre versus John Cena. This was a fun match.
It was fun. Everybody got to finish her off, pretty much.
Cena was in the AAs everywhere, man.
Yeah, man. Well, that's what he always does.
Oh, my God. Look, he's on another level when it comes to just yapping during that match.
Oh, he's constantly talking, man.
He is a chatty Cathy in that match.
Constantly.
Like, even when Finn goes for the pin on the coup de grace, Cena says, "Your ankle's okay?" Like, loud as day during the 2 count. He could easily kick out. "Your ankle's okay?" And Finn starts doing this, and he probably said a yeah. "Hey, your ankle's all right up there?"
One piece to try and make people laugh. He treats every match like a house show
I know
match.
he does, and I love it. But, dude, every time they go for a close-up on Cena, "Okay, Drew, you're getting up now, right? Okay, I'm an inch over."
I know there's a
you."
close-up where, it's right before the finish. And one piece like, "All right, guys, let's take this home, okay? Yeah, let's do it."
Dude. And during his promo with Vince earlier, when he was talking about being home and loving being there, and he was talking about missing birthdays, missing that, missing the other thing, and he says, "I don't do that to pull on to try to get sympathy. I do it because this is my home and this is where you have to be."
Well,
and this
he
is
said
the life.
He said something like, other things don't. Life doesn't interfere with wrestling when you make wrestling your life or something
Yeah.
Something like
and
that.
I firmly believe that he believes that.
Oh, yeah.
He seems happiest when he's doing this.
Yeah, I don't know why he leaves. Honestly, don't.
I think because he feels like he has to.
Maybe.
I think he feels like, man, I really need to move on with my career. He's like Commander Riker, dude. Like he never got a command of his own because he just liked being on the Enterprise. He just likes being there.
Yeah. I don't know.
That was the nerdiest analogy. I'm sorry.
No, but it's true. It's a good analogy.
I always appreciated that aspect of Riker's character.
Yeah, man.
Because they dived into it a little bit.
A lot, yeah. There's at least 2 or 3 episodes where he was given a new potential to be a captain of the ship, and he's like, why be a captain on a ship that's not the Enterprise?
Yeah, man. Yeah. It was good.
Maybe the situation where that was always like his forward-facing excuse, but he's like, I'm just waiting the time till Picard gets promoted, and this is my ship.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm just captain waiting on the Enterprise.
Yeah, he seemed a little happy when Picard became Locutus.
Yeah.
And now it's Riker's time to shine.
Yeah, I know. So anyways, there's tons of finishers. Cena hit an AA on Drew. Baron breaks the pin. Baron hits End of Days on Finn. That was a good spot where Finn was going for his plancha, and Baron intercepted him. Bang. End of Days. Drew breaks up that pin. Cena hits an avalanche AA on Finn, but then Baron comes in, throws Cena out of the ring. He tries to cover Finn. Finn kicks out. Baron brings a chair into the equation, hits everybody with it. And then the finish sees Cena hit an AA on Baron. Drew hit a Claymore on Cena, and then Finn takes out Drew with the DDT, and then hits a coup de grace on Cena for the win.
How are your ankles? Your ankles okay? How are your ankles?
That's just him, like,
are they good?
Making small talk. And then afterwards, Cena dropped a promo saying, Vince doesn't believe in you, but you said everybody here in the WWE Universe believes in you, and now you have one more that believes in you. Me, John Cena. Shake your hand. Raise your hand.
Oh, man. I wanted to hug Cena. I got goosebumps during that, man.
Oh, yeah.
He said, now you have one more that believes in you.
Yes.
I believe in you. John Cena believes in you.
John Cena believes in you.
Oh, do you believe in Steve John Cena?
No.
Really? Oh, man.
What have you done to prove your worth to me?
Built this empire with my best friend. I think we're pretty happy. I think we're doing good, John Cena. Do you believe me now?
No.
Oh, bummer. Anyways.
You've yet to impress me.
So SmackDown has a lot to live up to, but woo boy, we got a preview for you.
This first item makes me think we're in for a good show.
Rey Mysterio and El Idolo Andrade Cien Almas to continue their epic series. This is directly from WWE.com. Rey Mysterio and Cien Almas have absolutely torn down the house in their previous encounters, and the 2 quick as lightning superstars are set to do it again. Mysterio and Almas's prior battles include a singles match from November 6th and a tag team bout last week, and the 2 dynamic superstars have produced instant classics each time, with the WWE Universe lauding them for their incredible athleticism.
Looking forward to it. The Miz to throw Shane McMahon the best birthday bash in the world. The Miz is declaring that he and Shane McMahon are the best tag team in the world, so it's only natural that one half of the best team in the world would throw the best birthday bash in the world for the other. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that was good.
The Miz clearly has plans to celebrate his tag team partner extravagant fashion on Shane O'Mac's birthday tonight. Will this party help draw the 2 teammates together as they prepare to challenge The-Bar for the SmackDown tag team titles of this year's Royal Rumble event?
No, it'll probably be a comedy of errors.
It would probably be a further wedge.
Probably going to be pretty
between
funny, though.
Yes.
Carmella and Sonya Deville to square up, with Sonya Deville repeatedly using social media to opine that Carmella, that's a good word, opine.
It is a good word.
To opine that Carmella is continually getting opportunities that she does not deserve. The Princess of Staten Island responded and then swiftly challenged Deville to a match.
There's a lot of tweets in this thing, and I didn't include them.
That's good. Oh, they added the tweets to the
back
preview.
And forth. Yeah, man.
We don't need all that.
We don't need all those tweets, man.
I like some of the time, like one of the tweets I saw was Sonya Deville. It was like a gif of Carmella giving her a little hip bump during one backstage segment, and then Deville in character, like she was happy and then she wasn't. She
that's interesting.
Hip bumped. So it was a really cute, like it was. I like when they do like sort of cute trash talking, whether it's the guys or gals.
Yeah,
I think it's funny when their trash talk on Twitter is just tongue in cheek.
Sorry, there's more. I get distracted, so I didn't finish it. What's next for Becky Lynch and Asuka? Last Tuesday, Becky Lynch emerged victorious from a grueling triple threat match to earn the right to challenge SmackDown Women's Champion Asuka at the Royal Rumble. After her win and coming face-to-face with the Empress of Tomorrow, the man made it clear that she's coming for her title in Phoenix on Sunday, January 27th. Knowing Asuka, the reigning SmackDown Women's Champion, won't take that threat lightly. Well, tensions continue to rise between these 2 fierce competitors as the Royal Rumble event approaches. Finally, I think, yes, Will AJ Styles find out how vicious Daniel Bryan can be?
Ooh, I like that tease.
At their WWE Championship Showdown, as their WWE Championship Showdown draws near, the new Daniel Bryan and AJ Styles are turning up the heat in their already intense rivalry. Last Tuesday, the Phenomenal One caught Bryan off guard with a vicious attack following the Champions match with R-Truth. Bryan responded with an unsettling interview later that night, saying that Styles' actions weren't even close to being as vicious as he could be. The new Daniel Bryan vowed that Styles would see that side of him at, if not before, Royal Rumble. Could Bryan choose to unleash that vicious side this week? Will the real AJ Styles be ready? Find out on SmackDown Live tonight, 8/7 Central on USA Network.
Good stuff, man. Good stuff.
Should be a fun show.
Should be fun. Should be good stuff.
All right. Xena64, who will Bobby face at Mania to defend the Intercontinental Championship?
You think he's going to go into a Dean thing, or is Dean going to be in the Rumble match itself?
Dean is going to be in the Rumble.
Oh, is it already announced?
Yeah, they announced previously. But I think Bobby was too.
Oh, okay. Well,
so I guess they could both be in the Rumble or do match. I don't know. I don't feel like Dean Bobby is a Mania match.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was a Rumble question.
No, Mania.
Oh, Mania. Oh, geez, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, that's sort of the weird thing for Finn, isn't it? Like, is there a precedent for somebody having a Universal title match and then being kicked right back down to Intercontinental?
Oh, I don't know.
I mean, Roman had Intercontinental after he was Universal. While they were trying to get him to be Universal. So maybe
Finn. Has he?
If he like completely lights it up at the Rumble with Lesnar, which I fully expect him to do.
Oh, I read somewhere that they expect Kevin Owens to get put into a feud with Bob Lashley.
Oh, that'd be hot.
Because then Lashley was in the match that kayfabed injured Kevin Owens. There you go.
Yeah.
Jay Sean Lawrence, what's next for Dean after losing the Intercontinental title? Who knows?
Jimmy, he's going to be in the Rumble match, and then...
he won't win that. He'll probably find a way to get a rematch against Lashley. Won't win that. After Seth wins the Universal title, then they might do Seth Dean again for Universal title. Maybe they'll get it right this time.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think who's Dean going to face at Mania?
He's going to be in the Andre Battle Royal.
Oh, man. That'd be rough. Jimmy Thomas here in the Discord, which you can get access to for $1 on the Patreon. The Demon versus the Beast. Shut up and take my money.
All right.
I will do that.
Okay, don't talk, just listen. I'm calling out several of the faces of the wrestling community today for an epic challenge. Prepare yourself, Stephen Larson. All right, what's this challenge? What's this challenge? Don't talk, just listen. What's this challenge?
Let's see here. I'll just address this now. Budget Elias, worse without Maddie. Save it for dead time, Steve. Have you seen the new Spider-Man trailer?
You were talking about that this morning.
Yes. I thought it was a lot of fun. It looks like a roaring adventure with Spider-Man. And it cracks me up that all people are focusing on is, wait a second, he, spoiler alert, died in Infinity War. Well, look, there's nothing indicating in the trailer this couldn't be preceding Infinity War.
There you go.
It comes out afterwards, and obviously he's not going to die.
Break Control. Wait, does this come out
July after Infinity War?
Oh, after the next.
Or after Endgame, rather.
Okay. Okay. BreakingControllers.com. Years of people pushing Vince around to get their way, but Vince cowers when Vince is around. Kind of makes him look like a nerd.
What a nerd. Impotent.
Change it.
Cody Miles says he's going to be at SmackDown Live tonight.
Cool.
Friendo meetup. Cody, go ahead and tweet us, and we'll retweet it. Maybe some people will want to meet up with leader of Discord Club.
Yes. DG photo video. Steve, you're my best friend. Power rank wrestlers who got the Cena arm raise of approval. Roman's got it. Finn's got it.
I'm waiting for mine, man. I'm waiting for Steve.
You'll be waiting a while.
Yeah, absolutely. Somebody actually, there's been roaming around on Twitter a lot. A shot of John Cena side by side from one of his promos recently, side by side with a shot of Ernest. Remember Ernest?
Yeah.
Ernest does this, Ernest does that.
Yeah.
And they do actually look quite a bit.
Cena's been doing a lot putting the cruiserweights over. He did that video with Arya Daivari. Mm-hmm. Apparently he had a segment with Lucha House Party at a house show recently.
Yeah, I saw a still from that. He had a luchador mask on.
Yeah.
It's pretty great. Yeah, dude, he's all about WWE, man. He wants to help everybody out. He's not like old Cena who just wants to keep his spot. Let's see here. Jimmy Thomas again. Vince wants the Demon to have a mystical presence and wants the first person to beat them to be special. Could be.
Could be. Jay Sean Lawrence. Lars need to go to the SmackDown since Raw's got everyone else. Well, like they said in the show, just because they're on Raw today, it doesn't mean they're going to end up there. Mr. Dope, been up since 3:30 a.m. with my son. Don't have kids. Just kidding. That's what Mr. Dope says.
Yeah, ouch. Just be prepared for when you do have kids.
Yes, Giovanni Lizama, Yoamo A. Larson. What does that mean?
I love you, Larson.
Oh, thank you. Robbie Hyde, Taker screws Finn at Rumble, Phenom versus Demon at Mania 33. No, I don't want to see The Undertaker involved in anything at WrestleMania. No, thank you.
You wouldn't like a... Oh, I'd be down for that. I'd be down for that.
It just wouldn't be a good match.
Look, here's the thing. Dude, of course it's not going to be a good match.
Yes, I don't want to see it.
But it's a big deal for Finn. I want the
best.
The biggest and best for Finn.
I'd rather have him win the Universal title than that.
Well, so would I. Obviously.
Let's move on.
I'd rather him win all the titles.
Yeah, anything less than that is unacceptable. He's being underutilized. Anything less than that.
He's buried.
Is
Braun buried right now, Larson?
It's not looking good.
It's definitely not looking good.
RTGTZ with tonight's Raw on the books. Is this the start of Balor's return to the main event scene? Well, yeah, he's got a match
He's
against
in the
the
main
Universal
event.
title.
Cody Miles.
How does this? There's more to the question. How does this
Sorry.
set up Finn for Mania? This is just the thing to get to the Rumble.
Demon versus Taker, man.
Not
and have
interested.
Demon win.
Not interested.
Oh, launches him huge.
It's gonna be a garbage match. I'm not interested.
That'd be great. Coup de grace on the Demon.
You mean Dead Man?
Hey, on the Dead Man. How are your ankles? Are they okay? Because he doesn't slide off anymore. He's hitting him like low key.
Yeah.
He's hitting him.
Well, not quite
stiff.
like Loki. He's still his weight is
low key. Really tries to dig in.
He actually like jams his feet into people. Finn's he like puts his legs down, but he still angles his body weight backwards. So
how are your ankles? They okay?
Josh Lazo, hey guys, I got paid today. Instead of spending money on fast food, I'll spend it on you guys. Thanks for the great content. P.S. I still got fast food.
Hey, if you want all the fast food you want, just win a national title game.
Yeah.
You'll get anything, all the fast food you want.
All you want.
Cody Miles, if Alexa isn't in authority anymore, why is she announcing new titles and title matchups? I like it, man. I think it's great. I hope that I want Moment of Bliss to be every week.
Yeah.
I think Alexa Bliss, if her brain is all wonky, they need to give her something to do, and I'm fine with that.
Jason Dwyer, is it me or have Finn's coup de grace been very stiff lately? Like he's been sticking them like a spear, and it's awesome. Yeah, it's got a little more stink
He
on
saw
it.
how low key does it. He's like, oh man,
He's still a long way from how
start
low
doing
key does
that.
it.
Man, and then he's gonna start shanking people also like low key.
Probably not.
To
It's
Conan.
still the PG product.
Have you watched that?
No.
Oh, it's great.
You said was there actually any blood that emanated from the shanking, other than just a little bit on the shank itself?
That's all I saw.
Oh, okay.
We'll watch. Maybe we'll do a tape trade on it.
Keenan McCarty, been a while since I could tune in live. Too sweet. What?
I was curious about this too. I want to get see. Do we have any lip readers in the Friendo community? Mike Fiend here says, "Am I the only one dying to know what Cena said to Vince when Corbin came out? When Corbin came out,
yeah.
Vince walked all the way over to Vince because he was like,
Yeah.
Drew was
no, I
between
know
him.
He was talking to Vince about something.
and he yaps at him and says something. I don't know what he said, but man, I want to know.
Heck yeah.
I really want to know.
Don't talk, just listen. I'll post my challenge later today on Twitter. Something fun and motivational for the entire wrestling community. All right. Interested to see what it is. Red Roar Roa. Hey guys, which is more likely at Royal Rumble? Cedric being in the Rumble, costing Ali, making a storyline, or Ono teaming with Cesaro and fighting with Sheamus, making Cesaro choose who to eliminate? Probably the Cedric situation. I don't know if they're going to bring up indie wrestling storylines from 10 years ago into the Rumble.
Yeah. I'd be kind of surprised about that. They can't even it's like with Eddie Dennis. They establish a story for him and then they just completely drop it.
I know.
Alex C here says maybe we get Braun versus Dean at Mania in a who falls further match. I mean, dude, you want a buried alive match? That's the one right there.
Yeah, I know. Steve is undisputed. Day 666 of Dunn's reign is Mania. Demon versus Peter
that'd
Dune.
be killer. That'd be killer, man. No titles. Just don't even worry about the title. Put that title on Walter a couple nights before. Finn has an open challenge.
Yeah. See, I'd be fine with that.
Arm Arcana.
That's a match I want to see at Mania because it'd be good.
Nah, man, Taker. We need him elevated. Path to all the titles goes through Taker.
No,
You know that.
No, it doesn't. Path to all the titles. It has him winning all the titles. He doesn't need to beat Taker to do that.
Path is through Taker.
No, it's not.
Arm Arcana. Are they biding their time waiting for Roman to return? No, they're not. I think that's going to be ages.
Yeah, that's going to be a while, and I think that's why they're not biding their time because it's an open-ended.
I think there are so many complications with that I'm not properly educated, but
Nor am I.
everybody that
it seems to be a situation that it's when it's in remission, it's in remission. It's not necessarily like you can say, okay, well, at this point, he'll be done with treatment. Depends on how he responds to treatment.
Over here on the Patreon, Alex Foster asks, would you rather be able to spit mist anytime you want or randomly pull out brass knuckles?
Give me the brass knuckles.
I kind of like the green mist.
Like you have some glands in your mouth.
Yeah.
You just do that. And you spit green mist.
I think that'd be good.
I feel like that's something like you would just do accidentally.
You can have brass knuckles anywhere or anytime you want. They're small. Just keep them in your pocket.
It's a good idea. I'm going to start doing that now.
It's a good idea.
Mr. Michael Law, 2011, John Moxley versus John Cena, WrestleMania 35. I don't want to see that.
Yeah, I don't want to see that, man. And just calling him a different name isn't.
I feel like it's going to be Cena and Drew if Cena has a Mania match.
Yeah, that could be. You think they're going to drop the Lars thing altogether?
Maybe,
maybe not. Let's see here. Oh, Matt Sargent. Who would you rather take on in a shoot fight? That means a real fight.
Real
Larson.
fight.
Vince or Triple H? It's Vince.
Yeah, he's old.
He's old. I mean,
He's got bad quads.
He could probably still take me, but I have a much better chance against a 72-year-old man.
Although right now Triple H is recovering from a torn pec.
None of that matters. None of that
Torn
matters.
pec.
He'd kill me. He'd kill you.
Probably.
We have a chance against Vince.
Yeah, we would.
He's 72.
Yeah, he's old.
He's old. I just show him my beef. He'd be overwhelmed by my beef, man. Let's see here. Oh, man, 6-inch Cyclops. Does Finn appearing at WWE... there's a better question to be had here, but I'll ask this one. Does Finn appearing at NXT UK confirm he is 100% Triple H's guy? Yes. However, does Cena giving him the hug and seal approval mean that he's now firmly 100% a Vince guy? I think that's a bigger thing. Or is being a Cena guy just being a Cena guy?
It might be just being a Cena guy. Because I feel like Cena would have to say, okay, yeah, I'll give this guy the rub. Because he seems to take that seriously.
But is what is the indication that you're a Vince guy? And don't answer if your name is Roman Reigns.
When your push is unrelenting.
That's a good point. When nothing matters but your push. Right, that's a good point.
Or you're in a segment where you hit him.
Kevin Owens, he's a Vince guy.
Yeah, AJ.
Yeah,
AJ's a Vince guy.
Yeah. Kevin's push wasn't exactly unrelenting, though.
No. Mr. Goatbeard the Tin Can. Would Braun interfere in the match at Royal Rumble and help Finn win? Hashtag Balor Club beginning. No. If anything, he'll just interfere in the Rumble match to cause chaos because he's not in it.
Mm-hmm.
Drew every day, more likely Rumble debut, Kushida or Omega. Neither. Their contracts don't expire until the end of the month.
Mm-hmm. Gregory Vanderstel, do you think that the Finn Balor win last night / rumored push is in any way a response to all I just want to say All Elite Wrestling, or is this a sign that the McMahons are really going to listen to the fans? According to Dave Meltzer, it's not a response to All Elite Wrestling. I think that if you look at Finn's history, I think Vince traditionally has been high on Finn. He is sort of a Plan C guy, but that's after like Vince's like the guys he's super in love with sort of can't be Plan A or Plan B. Mm-hmm. I think Finn is. I think he likes Finn.
Yeah, I think he likes Finn well enough.
Mm-hmm. I don't think it has anything to do with all. They have nothing to worry about with Finn Balor and All Elite Wrestling. They have nothing to worry about with that.
Oh, John Curley raises a good point. Larson, you should check whether brass knuckles are legal in your state first.
Is that a thing?
Well, I'd be surprised.
Is it possible that they're not?
Easily concealable weapon. I wouldn't be surprised if they're banned in some states. Here, I'll look that up real quick.
For some people, aren't they just like jewelry though? Like just have some cool like connected rings?
Well, that's different than heavy brass knuckles.
Gregory also says, what do you think Finn's chances are at the Rumble? Could we actually see Brock lose and hopefully never come back? Gregory, I'd love to say that. Unfortunately, I do not believe that is the situation.
Oh, man. Possession of brass knuckles is illegal under 2 separate sections of the Penal Code in California.
Felony? Is it a felony? Is possession of
Man,
brass
it's also
knuckles
illegal to sell or manufacture them.
What? I was planning on getting some metalworks equipment in here to manufacture some going in raw brass knuckles.
Man.
What if they're like really, really tough plastic?
Then they're plastic knuckles, man.
Are those illegal?
Man, brass knuckles are even illegal in Texas.
Mm-hmm. Really? Mm-hmm. I thought they let everything go. Where, man?
It seems easier to get
Where's the-
firearms.
where's-
It seems apparently easier to get a gun than brass knuckles.
Where's the brass knuckle lobby? And is that something we should think about starting?
Nah, probably not.
Because I think the lobbyists make a ton of money.
They do.
We can start really advocating for brass knuckles. That is weird. That is very weird. Like, doesn't that fall under Second Amendment? I have the right to bear arms.
Guess
That's
not.
a freaking arms, man. That's a brass knuckles.
Guess not. That only applies to firearms, apparently.
That's stunning. That is absolutely stunning. Taking away my right to defend myself. What, I have to defend myself with a gun? I can't defend myself with brass
yes.
knuckles?
Yes, apparently.
What kind of ass backwards country we living in, Larson? Whoo, boy. Let me go on a rant about this country right now.
All right, go ahead.
Can I do that? How about I just play some music for you guys
all right.
instead?
That works, I guess.
There you go. Anyways,
You'll get rid of your rage via metal
yeah, exactly.
music, not
Brass
knuckles.
music. Anyways, that's it for the show. Thanks so much for tuning in. Patrons, $5 and up. Stay tuned. We've got an overrun coming up. Patrick Sparks, if you're out there, we need some truth exposed
We do,
material.
and also ENJ4321, last super chat real quick. I really want NXT Japan to be a thing, and could it feasibly do it with behind-the-scenes employees like Funaki that can act as liaisons? That's it. Thanks, everybody.
The music's over. Bye, everybody. Be a part of Going In Raw today at patreon.com/Steven Larson. Starting at $1 a month, you can enjoy Going In Raw ad-free, gain access to the daily 30-minute Going In Raw post show, exclusive merchandise, and so much more. Support Going In Raw today. Click the link in the description.